Just a little warning on this build. We are flying completely by the seat of our pants. I have zero plan of how I'm going to do this, and we're just going to let it happen as it happens. Hang on, here we go. So you've got yourself a shiny new Discada. Now we need accessories. What are we going to do? Well, I have this piece of aluminum. We're going to make a lid. I have some crazy ideas on how to do this. I'm not a auto body fabricator, but we're going to be using a lot of tricks that I've seen on YouTube on how they make stuff. Here we go. So I have traced the Discada and gone an inch bigger. Sadly, the only thing in my shop I have is tin snips. We'll have to make do. Here's why we went larger with that first cut. These kind of suck. These are better, but they're not made for this. But if they're only cutting that little sliver, it does a pretty good job, and it rolls the scrap right around, and it leaves my edge pretty much undisturbed. That is a lot of work. Woo! So I'm going to give a huge shout out to Karl Fisher, making customs for this next one. He designed a shrinking stump. It's my little version of it. This is a stand I made for it. And that, my friends, is the shrinking stump. I have it designed so I can flip it over. Use that side too. My railroad track anvil. Once I get a little more time and experience on this thing and find out how I want everything, I plan on possibly sinking this down into that a little bit, making a relief so that fits in and doesn't wander around. Maybe have it offset so I can have this fancy polished dolly one. So I can use that one too. I don't know, I'm going to play with it just flat for a while, see where I want things before I go cutting holes in it. So I really need some sort of a die to use to pound that lip around. And being a musician, look what I found in my junk pile. It's a blown 18-inch speaker. Let's see, that line is the edge of the Discada. The speaker's about 3/8 of an inch smaller in diameter. Let me show you the profile of that lip I want to put on there. So here is the Discada. I want the edge of that lip to come up around to capture it, but I also want it to go down and back up for the dome of the lid. So all the condensation that comes up here will drip back into the Discada and not off the edge. So we're going to use a speaker to try to roll that edge. Of the tools I have yet to put into this shop is a proper torch. So we're just going to use this bad boy to, we're going to anneal this now. This aluminum is kind of hard right at this point. Use a torch, you smoke it, and then you heat it up until the smoke disappears. But an expedient method Use these little handheld torches and go until the Sharpie disappears. It's going to take a while. Well, I guess the only thing worse than only having a couple of MAP gas torches to do this would be only have one MAP gas torch to do it. That thing sure warped up though, but that shows that it's annealed. Yep, she's definitely warped. It's gonna look worse than this before it looks better. So, really should have a top and a bottom die for doing this. Got the bottom die. Here's the top die. Did a little pounding on that to take the warpage out. Now we'll get that centered on there, clamp it up and start rolling that edge. So I have taken the edge and pounded it all the way around the rim of that bottom speaker. Then I took these bad boys, I made that, and just teased that up around there. Then I came across this little happy accident. just the right height. I think a pizza pan is in my future. Now, I have an idea. Remember this stuff? High density polyethylene? So I've got this lip pretty good now. Still too big to go over the Discada. What I did to do that is held these in there and went around. I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to lean out on them. So what we're doing is trying to stretch this lip. Well, time for a test fit. Whoa! That's it, folks. It's sitting on the handles. Just gotta trim that lip down a titch. We got her. Now for the dome. All right. This is gonna be scary. Ooh, that's a workout. You know, that's actually about as far as I want to go. Now I just need to figure out how to get all those bumps out of there. That's a conundrum. Wonder if this will work. Now, I don't pretend to know what I'm doing in the least with this thing. I have really not done anything with it. Made a couple of fake motorcycle fenders. But that's about it. Bench is in the way. Why am I doing that? Oh, much better. almost as good as I think I'm gonna get it. This whole thing isn't perfect, but this is artesian. Here's what I came up with for the handle. Got my brackets, a handle that matches the other ones. And I was originally thinking about putting it off center so I'd have this space over here as a tortilla or bun warmer, but I think I'm just gonna put it across the middle. There's still room everywhere. I'm gonna have to do a little contouring of the tabs there so it contours with the contour of the lid, but I'm okay with that. We'll do a little beading on those handle brackets, and I'm gonna make some aluminum rivets to rivet this to the lid. All right, it's far from perfect, but I have the lid as polished as I'm going to get it. I have the handle all tweaked so it sits flat on there, and I've made some aluminum rivets to attach the handle. One more thing I made, this little doodad for anchor for the heads of the rivets. I'm just going to pound the other side with the hammer. So we will set up and do the rivets. All right, rivet number one. Gonna be a little bit of a balancing act. Right there. Number two. All right, let's give the fly overview. Like I said, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but all in all, I think it's perfectly functional. And it doesn't look too bad. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next build.